I think Impossible Creatures by Katherine Rundell has the potential to be the next Harry Potter for young readers. So what's got me so excited about this book? Hi, I'm Amanda, and this is Spineless Books, your one-stop shop for all things audiobook. Before I get started, if you're new to the channel, I ask that you consider liking and subscribing. As an adult reader, my standards are a little different, but if you can write a story that is leveled for a child but engaging enough for adult, that's some masterwork right there. This book is full of magic, mythical creatures, an epic quest, really memorable characters, and before I was even halfway through, I knew I would be reading it again. I wasn't even finished when I purchased the audiobook, which I had checked out from the library, and I also wasn't finished when I ordered a hardcover copy. Now, to my credit, I ordered a hardcover copy because Katherine Rundell's book includes some amazing illustrations. Artist Ashley Mackenzie has rendered all of the fantastical creatures that Katherine Rundell describes, some of which you've heard of before like griffins, and others you haven't. So I really wanted to see the visuals that accompanied this story because they were so original and so creative. I flipped through the hardcover book in Target one afternoon and I really considered buying it. Huge mistake. I ended up having to order it online because I needed to have it. So we really have two main characters. Christopher, a young boy who's pretty normal, he's sort of our everyman character in the story, and he's a regular kid, except for the fact that he has always attracted animals. His whole life they have just sort of flocked, pun intended, to him, and he doesn't really know why it happens. We really rely on Christopher to be our eyes and ears in this magical world. He is the one who is from our world and knows the things that we know, so he is also surprised, for example, when he runs into a griffin, as you or I would be. Our other standout character is a young girl named Mal. For as long as Mal can remember, she can just spread her arms in her cloak and catch the wind and fly. It turns out these two characteristics are just a few of the things that Christopher and Mal need to master to save the archipelago, which is a magical land filled with unique creatures. And it turns out if these two don't step up, nobody else will, or maybe can. Christopher and Mal are not the only two well-written characters in the story. In fact, there are tons of people that they meet along the way, some good, some bad, and each one is more interesting than the next. This really works as a standalone novel, but when you realize that Impossible Creatures 2 is already slated for next year, you can sigh with relief because this is just the first in a series. It's really good on its own, though. I am absolutely going to read this again before the second book comes out, and I think this is probably going to be one where every time a new book's out, because I hope there will be more than two, I'm going to be rereading the entire series. I'm hoping for Katherine Rundell that this book is a book like Harry Potter that gets some traction and gets some legs under it, because I do think her writing is that merited. Action, heart, unique characters, epic adventure, and a quest. This book really has everything. Don't let the fact that it's for young readers stop you from getting involved in it. It's a really worthwhile read, even if you're an adult, especially if you just need a book that feels like a hug and makes you feel excited, because it was easy to get into, it was really charming, and I think it's a great book on its own. It doesn't matter that it's just for kids. Do yourself a favor and pick up the audiobook. It's narrated by Samuel West, who's just perfect for this. He reminds me a little bit of Peter Falk narrating The Princess Bride to Fred Savage. I mean, that cozy, really warm, nurturing feeling from a narrator. He's up there with the likes of Michael Kramer or Stephen Lyons, maybe even a little bit Jim Dale-esque. He's really, really good, and he brings so much to this story. It has so much character and so much heart, and he just enhances all of that. You won't be disappointed by this one, my friends. Check out Impossible Creatures, and if you have a young reader in your life, consider reading it along with them. It's a really wonderful story, and I hope there's a whole lot more to come from this author. But remember, you might love what I hate and hate what I love, so make your own opinion, but thanks for listening to mine. See you next time.